Hi, I'm Tyler Johnston, Johnston Realty.
And I'm Brandy Sorensen with Converse County Home and Johnston Realty.
Okay, so listing time. So you've already met with the seller, you've had the conversations, you've decided on a price. From that point, from say
They've
signed on the dotted line,
Okay.
you know what you're going to be doing, you know what you're going to be selling, you're going to find all the details. From that point to when it hits the MLS, what are recommendations that you have for homeowners?
Okay. So, and I guess we kind of talked about this before, but I definitely will recommend things that they need to do, like if it is decluttering or fixing this thing or, getting this cleaned, those kind of things cosmetically. I know, you still have to live there. And I always say that, like, no offense. I'm not saying this, we all live in our houses, but it depends. If you really want it to show, these are some things like, if you're not using this, you could pack it up. Some of your kids' toys, if you're moving and you're ready to go, you can pack up, but leave this. I'm not saying don't live in your house.
Right.
But those, I'll ask and we'll have that conversation. What are you wanting to do? And then just some ideas that way to get it show ready.
Okay.
What about you?
Definitely that's all of those types of things. And then we will come in once all that stuff's ready. Then it will be all of it, all of us. Depends on how many schedules and everything like that. We will show up. There will be one of us. There could be 3 or 4 of us. We'll show up for pictures. So we'll take professional photos of the home. We'll use the drone, take drone photos and all that type of stuff. And then on top of that, then we're going to be making video.
Yeah.
So we'll be walking through, and that's kind of where you run into more of us. I'll be there with the camera making the listing video, but then it's a great opportunity for other agents in the office to come through with their phones and content, TikToks, Reels, all of that type of stuff. And that takes a little bit of time to get all of that done.
Yeah.
And then we'll go through with the Matterport and do a 3D tour. So that way, when it goes live, depending where you're at, because there are different marketing strategies, I feel, for Douglas and Glenrock and Casper, then everything will kind of start to roll out when everything goes live on the MLS.
Yeah.
So I had a listing last week where he was home. I was like, you're welcome to be home. And, he helped me kind of move stuff out of the way as we went through and took pictures and moved this and moved that. But it was a good sized home. It was about 3,500 square feet, and it was a good 2 hours. And he was watching and walking behind me, so he wasn't in front of the camera. And I didn't even do any of the Reels or TikTok type things.
It was just the marketing piece.
It was just the marketing piece, and he's like, "You do this for every home?" Kind of. Yeah. It surprised him.
You think you just go in and you don't realize.
So I just thought some people should know those are the types of things that we do for our sellers when you list with us. So you get bombarded for an hour to 2 hours of...
Yeah, you need that time.
That time to get everything done and then edited and all back up and put together. So that way when it goes live, everything's ready to go. The virtual tours, the videos, all right there on the MLS, plus the photos so we can showcase the home in the best light, all of that. I think he was just a little bit shocked on how much, because I told him, I was like, let me know when you're, after you've picked up, when all those things that you talk about, it's like, when that's all done, let me know when is a good time to come over and take pictures and stuff. He's like, oh, okay, well, how about 5 o'clock on Monday? I was like, that works for me. And it was 7:15 by the time I was done.
Yeah. Especially when you do it all like that. In the previous team that I was on, we didn't always have it all on the same day. It's nice if you can do that, but so that's really cool. The other thing I think would be nice for people to know is tell them a little bit more about the Matterport. Because, why do we do so many different things? The video of the home serves a different purpose than the 3D tour.
The video of the home, I think, gets people interested. It shows, the home in the best light and everything like that. And then they've also got the option to click and do a Matterport 3D tour, which is literally a 3D tour of the home. So it takes a scan, 360 degrees, every 4 to 5 feet. So I set it here, I have to hide otherwise, or walk in a circle. I got, make yourself dizzy as it spins, because it takes a 360 degree panoramic photo, and then it says, okay, now you can move the camera. So then I move it 3 or 4 feet, I have to go hide again, push the button, let it do another one. And then it takes all of those panoramic photos and stitches it together into a 3D model. And at the same time it's doing the photos, it's also, it's also measuring the home. So at the same time,
I didn't realize it did that.
yeah, if you click the little ruler while you're taking the 3D tour, it's going to tell you the measurement from the floor to the ceiling and how wide the wall is.
Why did I not know that?
So then at the end too, and I'm really bad about this because I keep forgetting, I can actually download the floor plan and upload that into the MLS as well.
I love
So then
that.
you've got, okay, this is how big the room is, this is how big the living room is, this is how big the kitchen is, and all of those measurements from that one scan that goes up. And then I had to learn that if you walk in front of it, how to go in and Photoshop that person out, or remove the shoes that were left on the floor. So it's all those different types of things that we do to facilitate the sale of and marketing of the home and get it out there too.
And that makes a big difference, especially as people are looking online. Sure, people have to come and look at your house, but I think that 3D, people are doing a lot more shopping online. And like, if you never know, like, here's the kitchen, but how is that kitchen connected to any part? So
Yeah,
I think it's a very cool thing.
I think it's cool, but I like the cameras, I like the video, and so tech geek part of me, I just really like
Well, I
doing
know
it
from the
because it's
buyer
fun.
side, they really appreciate it too. So it is, there's a lot to the marketing. And then, like you said, then you have to go home and edit it and then upload it. So we need
Upload it.
usually a little more time.
Yeah,
It's not just tomorrow. We don't just put a sign in your yard and
there's a lot more to it. And then because of the way, you have a different marketing approach than I do. And
Right.
that's the more that you can do for your home. It just exposes it to so many more buyers and potential buyers. And so that's when see us walking through with the phone, making a TikTok, making reels, those types of things. So that all feeds into everything. So I know if a home is vacant, we'll just kind of schedule a time, or you can go whenever it
Right.
it works. Or if it's seller occupied, we try to not impact your life
yeah.
with that type of marketing stuff as little as we can
Yeah.
to make it easy for you. So either we all show up and try to do it all at the same time, or, oh, hey, there's going to be a showing this day, so then we kind of show up for the showing, so that way
Right.
we can do it at that time too.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing too I think is important is it depends on each person's, like you said, if it's vacant or if it is like, hey, I need to get this sold right away, like we tailor it to what they need.
Yep.
So
Custom tailored to each seller situation
Yeah.
and each property too.
Yeah.
Some things,
maybe a Matterport isn't that, if it's just real small, sometimes the Matterport we decide not to, or
and it's also the sellers too. Sometimes there's like, just a big thing.
Quick,
Always
yeah.
ask all the sellers is, hey, are you okay with social media? Can we be doing this? Can we be marketing your home this way? But then also we're in Wyoming, and it's entirely personal preference. You've got a gun safe in your office. Do you want that gun safe, a picture of it?
and where exactly to get into it.
Yeah,
Or,
where is it in the home?
access,
Do you
yeah.
want those types of things online? The listing that I just did last week for Copper, they had their family photos still up because they're living in the home. Like you
Right.
said, you live here. And she asked, she's like, hey, could you, and is it a big deal? Could you blur the faces on the
yeah.
pictures? Absolutely. It's a setting
Yeah,
in the Matterport. All I have to do is click a button.
I love that.
And so it blurred out because listing photo, the photos are over there. The video, the photos are over there and things are moving. But with the Matterport, you can go to that corner and look around. And she's like, can you blur that out? I said, absolutely. Just let me know. And it's just
That's
something that we always ask.
Yeah, that's really good to know. So now you know. If you have any questions, make sure you let us know.
Thanks.